Everybody ready for liftoff? 10, 9, 8. Come on.
7,
Do it with
6,
me, folks.
5,
I need your help.
4,
More than
3,
ever.
2,
Come on.
1,
Come on.
0.
We got it.
Ignition.
I know it. I can
Liftoff.
feel it, folks. I've got a
Liftoff.
hunch.
30 minutes
Una
after.
corazonada. Come on, come on, come on. Get up there. Concentrate, folks. Get ready.
There it is. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready
For the ride of your life.
The show with no name time.
Where?
On Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name.
Let's go. Hello, folks, and welcome. Welcome to another exciting edition of the show with no name on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting. It's informative. It's entertaining. It's interactive. And this is Vaughn Radio, folks. Download our free app and you can listen to all your favorite programs whenever. It's up to you. Whenever you get the chance. La oportunidad. You can say opportunity, pero es demasiada sílaba, ¿no? When you get the chance, you can listen to No Excuses with Fitz, which is right before this program, by the way. And Fitz is the master. Oh, yeah. He's been with the company for so long. He's as Vaughn as it gets. Imposible ser más Vaughan. Well, except for Richard, obviously. And Andrea. You can catch Andrea every day on the Lunchtime Show. So many great shows all day long. So you can start your day with the Provo Show with Rob Grams, and you can end your day with Drive Time with Kyle Miller. And speaking of Kyle Miller, his trivia night is approaching.
It's time for the return of our Vaughn Radio Trivia Nights. Join us to practice your English, test your knowledge, and have a great time on Wednesday, October 4th at 8:30 p.m. at Roll Madrid, Calle Amañel 23. Each month, we host our Vaughn Radio Trivia Nights where attendees are put into teams and answer fun trivia questions in English. Join us for the fun at Roll Madrid on Wednesday, October 4th at 8:30 p.m. That's Roll Madrid, Calle Amañel 23. This time, it's hosted by me, Kyle Miller. Everyone's welcome, so we'll see you there.
That's right, folks. We'll see you there on October 4th. It's going to be tons of fun. As you know, we're all going to be there. I'll be there on the 4th, supporting Kyle and obviously having some fun, right? Yeah. So that's October 4th. Kyle Miller will be hosting it. It's at Roll Madrid, Calle de Amañel 23. It's a monthly thing, so you can mark your calendar for November 1st as well, because I'll be hosting. And if you want to stay in the loop of what's going on in the Vaughn world, there's no better way than to follow us on social media. So whatever platform you use, whether it's LinkedIn, you say LinkedIn, we say LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or X as it's called now, Instagram, whatever. We're there. Search for Grupo Vaughn and learn English with us and find out about all kinds of special deals that are going on in the Vaughn world, as well as events. So, amigos, also, if you're looking for courses, we've got you covered. You can stop by in person. We've got offices in Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, and of course, in Madrid. If you're not in one of those cities, don't fret. No te preocupes. Don't fret. We've got you covered. You can go to our website. Again, if you're looking for general information about everything, that's our main website, grupovon.com. If what you're looking for is materials, books, resources, that's Vaughn Tienda. And in fact, in today's pop quiz, our challenges are going to come straight out of my fourth book. Wow. My fourth book, English on the Go. Aprende Inglés viajando por el mundo. So, just to give you all the information, social media, Grupo Vaughn. Just search on whatever platform. The website, grupovon.com. The online bookshop, vaughntienda.com. And our phone number, if you're more traditional, hey, nothing wrong with that, is there? I'm a fan of traditional things. I love traditions. So, folks, you can call us at 911-385831. We'd love to hear from you. And you know where else we'd love to hear from you? On our question of the week.
Question of the week.
All right. Charge. Adelante. Folks, I've only gotten 2 audio notes, 2 voice notes so far. I just want to say one thing right now, and I'm not even going to say it. It's a sound effect. What's going on? I mean, at this point in the week, last week I had a lot more voice notes. So I don't know what's going on. Some of you are just putting it off. Maybe that's fine. Hey, if you don't have time, you don't have time. But remember, you've got to get it into me by Thursday. Keep it at around 1 minute. It's a voice note, the same ones you do on your phone when you send them to your friends on WhatsApp. You send me a voice note. You can send it to alonso@grupovon.com. alonso@grupovon.com. Introduce yourself. No matter how many times you've participated, it's a new, every Friday, it's a new show. So, hey, it's Laura. I wanted to talk about my number 1 regret, which this week, that's what we're looking at. What is the thing that you regret the most in your life so far? Your biggest regret, the thing you regret the most. And you can tell us about that in 1 minute, introducing yourself. And of course, a lot of you take the opportunity as well to shout your friends. So that's a great idea too. So a lot of you say, hey, my name is bada bing, bada boom. This is what I want to say. And I want to send a shout out to everybody. So great. We're looking forward to hearing from you guys. As I said, right now, we've only got 2. And whether this section continues or not will depend wholly, enteramente, completamente. It'll depend wholly on you. And speaking of participation, let's get on with today's pop quiz. Come on. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Sing it.
Pop quiz.
Louder.
Pop quiz.
Come on, you got it.
Pop quiz. Pop quiz.
I'll do it with you. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It is our pop quiz only on the show with no name. And this is where I get content from one of the other Vaughn Radio presenters, so one of your other teachers, or from one of our materials, one of our books. So you can expect it to come from something that I expect you to have seen, especially if you've been following us for a long time. I imagine you have a lot of our books. I imagine you follow on social media. So this stuff should be old hat for you guys. And old hat is algo facilísimo, algo que hecho mil veces. Old hat. And I think we've looked at that expression, and I think it was in a pop quiz. All right, well, let's take a look at today's pop quiz. This is coming from my book, English on the Go. Many of you are familiar with the book. If not, I don't know why, because I know a lot of you guys love to travel. Well, this is a way to travel without leaving your home. And you can travel visually. You can travel orally. That means listening. And honestly, it's got a little bit of everything. It's almost like a show with no name, but in a book. And we travel to different places. So we stop in San Diego. We stop in Nashville, Tennessee. And in each place, we take a look at fun facts. We look at some history. We look at some food. Of course, we look at some food. You know us. And of course, you have exercises. So there are translations, and I point out common mistakes. If you haven't picked up the book, you can get it at the Vaughn Tienda, as many of you know, where you can get many, many fine books, such as, well, my latest book. This book is The Shit, which just came out pretty recently. So just a couple months ago. So you guys, if you don't have these materials, I think they're worth their weight in gold. Que valen su peso en oro. They're worth their weight in gold. So here we go. Here's your pop quiz. I'm going to give you 3 translations. Today they're coming from the supermarket. Well, really, a market, not a supermarket. An old school market. And if you guys want to learn all about supermarkets, I've been learning about them myself. Why? Because there's an upcoming FYI episode that I'm preparing on supermarkets. But first, we're stopping at the circus. So this Friday, brand spanking new episode of FYI, just like every Friday. In fact, there are 2 episodes. And this week, we're going to the circus. It's going to be a lot of fun. And next week, we're going shopping, but we're going grocery shopping. Groseria? Rudeness? No. It's a false friend. All right, so let's warm up for that episode on supermarkets, which are a necessary evil. Un mal necesario, right? Nobody really likes to, well, yeah, we'll talk about it in the episode because some people like going. But in general, it's a chore, un deber. It's an errand, un recado. Like, oh no, I got to get milk. You see what I mean? It's not like, oh, I've got 2 hours to walk around, take my time. That's not the world we live in. I think all of us know that. All right, so my amigos, here we go. The first one, and I want all 3 translations in the same post. Because if not, we get a lot of comments, and that's great. But then also that's an easy way for me to get lost when the comments, the comments don't have to do with what we're doing here on the show. So let's stay focused. And I'm saying that aloud to myself. Okay, here we go. The first one. Hay una amplia gama de opciones. And I think you can say gama amplia too. Spanish is crazy. Remember, wait, I want all three together. Hay una gama amplia de opciones. That is the first one. The second one. Vamos a pillar unas chuletas en la carnicería. All right, the second one. Vamos a pillar unas chuletas en la carnicería. I can't help it, but every time I hear carnicería, carnicero, I think of the song. No sabía lo que era el mamá marido de la carnicera. I love that song, by the way. You guys know that one? I love it. No te lo voy a decir porque lo tienes que traducir tú. So vamos a pillar unas chuletas en la carnicería, perdona. And the last one. ¿Sabe dónde puedo encontrar los lácteos? ¿Sabe dónde puedo encontrar los lácteos, los productos lácteos? All right. Lácteos, is that how you say it? I used to say lacteos, I think. And then you say English is confusing. Come on, guys. Spanish is a lot more confusing. All right, so let's see how well you guys did in your pop quiz. So many students here in our virtual chat room checking in. Good morning to each and every one of you. By the way, a nice round of applause because you guys have been kicking ass. And you know me. I won't just say that. You know, if you're not, I'll just keep quiet. My mother always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Oh, and wait a second. Hold the phone. Before we go into our virtual chat room, I just want to send a birthday shout out to my mom.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Mom. We love you. We love you. It's Grandma's birthday. My mom, Linda. So happy birthday to you, Mom. Wishing you a wonderful birthday. And we wish we could be with you. But we're going to celebrate here with your amigos on the show with no name. Let's see who's here for the birthday celebration. There's Salva, front row center. En primera fila. Significa aquí está listo. Primero. There's Vero. She says, morning, beautiful warriors. Show with no namers around the universe. What's up, Vero? Chris Valrol says, morning, Alberto and mates. Great to have you on board, Chris. And really looking forward to seeing you at the trivia night on November 1st. Yeah. Remind me, we got to get pictures because I always forget to take pictures. Not of my daughter, but I mean of, when I'm doing things, my daughter, I'm like, I got to capture this moment. But sometimes I'm with like 5 show with no namers and I forget to take a picture. So, just to share it with those of you who can't be with us. There's Laura. Laura says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. Hello, Laura. Born to Iron Man says, morning, guys. Morning to you too, sir. David is in the house. Good morning, David. Great to have you on board. Kubla says, morning, friends. What's up, Kubla? He says, which school supply is the king of the classroom? The ruler. So you went from poetry to comedy. I like it. Hey, a man who wears many hats. Alguien que empeña muchos diferentes tareas, right? All right, Laura, cracking up. Leo says, good one, Kubla. You are the only one. You are the one who really rules the class. The teacher is. Sorry. I don't want to intervene in your conversation there, guys. I'm just kidding. Kubla says there's a broad... Oh, this is the... Great. Okay. Sometimes I don't know where the comments end and where the participation begins. All right. The first one, hay una amplia gama amplia. I think you can say it both ways. All right, Kubla got the first one as there's a broad array of choices. It's correct. The second one, we're going to get some chops at the butcher's. Nice job. And the last one, do you know where I can find the dairy? Nice job. Now let's see, because there are some synonyms. Like, for example, the first one is right, Kubla. But I would never say that personally. But it's right. Broad is amplia and array is gamma, right? So great. Let's see if anybody said it the way I would say it. Laura, there's a wide range. That's the one. There's a wide range of options. I love it. Great, Laura. Number 2, we're going to get some chops at the butcher's. And you guys know, if we want to make that into a triple trouble, we can. Chop. We're going to get some chops at the butcher's. Chop is that deprisa. Oh. Hey, if you remember it, chop. We're going to get some chops at the butcher. ¿Y por qué lo llaman chops? ¿Qué es lo que hace? Chop. Picar. Think about it. All right, great. And do you know where I can find the dairy? Yeah. Laura. Wonderful. Chris says there's a wide gamut of options. Wow. You guys, 3 different students saying it in 3 different ways. I love it. The second one, let's go get some chops at the butcher shop. Great. You can say the butcher's or the butcher shop. Just be careful. I've heard people say butcher or something. It's not butcher, it's butcher. And the last one, do you know where I can find dairy products? Excellent job, my amigos. There's Born to Iron Man as well. And Born to Iron Man said there's a broad range of opportunities. All right. Number 2, let's get some chops at the butcher's. You're just missing Born to Iron Man at the butcher's. So at the butcher shop or at the butcher's. And be careful with your spelling, Born to Iron Man. You misspelled dairy products. You spelt it weird there. It's D-A-Y. I'm spelling it your way. D-A-I-R-Y. Dairy products such as milk, yogurt, cheese, not for the lactose intolerant. And thank you to all of you for the beautiful greetings from my mom. So happy birthday, Mom, from all the Show with No Namers. Well, guys, she's going to listen to the show after. So she's going to feel all that love that you guys are sending her way. We've got so much to celebrate here on the show today. We're going to play, we're going to have fun, but first, we're going to take a quick commercial break. The good news, you know how this works. It's quick. We're usually back in the blink of an eye. It gives you just enough time to go to the bathroom, to get some more water, to make a quick cup of tea, whatever. The important thing is that you get comfortable and get ready to enjoy the next hour and a half of the show, amigos. We'll be right back with tons more, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of the show with no name. I hope you guys enjoyed the first part and you learned some stuff. Remember to have a notebook on hand. Well, the reason I say is because we go over a lot of stuff, amigos. And not just here on this show, but also after this show on Ximena Holiday's show, Test Your English, where she will put you and Nacho to the test. After that, you got Rob and Andy on the Lunchtime Show. What a great show it is. It's like you're in on a native conversation with Rob and Andy. After that, you've got Tosh Pasqua. She is an amazing teacher, and that's one of the reasons she's been behind some of the greatest initiatives at Vaughan. And you can learn from her every day on Back to Basics. Our latest edition, Jules Linares, and her program, Let's Get Random. Then you've got Dave Boys and The Salad, which is a classic. And of course, Kyle Miller's Drive Time. You've got the Probo Show. You've got Richard Vaughn Live. I mean, you've got so much here on Vaughan Radio. And each show is original. Richard doesn't do it the same way I do it. And Fitz doesn't do it the same way Richard does it. The same way you guys as students are unique, well, we are as well. And I think that's so important, not just in your English class, but in life. And speaking of unique, we hear a lot of unique accents on our Say What soundbite. Yeah. Say what? What? All right, amigos, that's right. It's our Say What soundbite. This is where I shut my mouth for 10 seconds. Wow. Hey, it's a record. 10 seconds? Quiet? Me? Guys, you're looking at the class chatterbox. El bocazas de la clase. Like, really? You can ask my sister if she's with us right now. In our yearbook, nuestro libro que te dan, bueno, no te dan, lo compras con las fotos. In our yearbook, I was voted class chatterbox. Chatterbox. It even sounds the same. And I remember a lot of my teachers telling me, you talk too much. And the irony of life. Now, my job is to talk. And not just talk. I think to talk, teach, entertain, be a storyteller, be a cheerleader. I think a good teacher wears many hats. A good person tries to be well-rounded. You don't have to be great at everything, and nobody is. And if you're one of those people who think you are, don't be that guy. Oh, I'm great at everything. Okay, cool. As long as you think so. You know how good I am at sports? On my baseball team, those of you who are FYIers, you'll know this. On my baseball team, my nickname was Grandma. Because the coach, now it's bullying. Now I could be really upset. And I could sue him, demandarle. Because he hurt my feelings. He hurt my feelings. I'm a unique snowflake. You can't say bad things about me. I might get offended. And that's illegal. Oh, no, he told me. He's like, you are a grandma. And I'm going to call you Grandma. And I'm like, me? He goes, and I'm like, why? And he goes, because you run like a grandma, damn it. And he screamed it like that, too. I'll never forget it. And the irony of life, we're going back to those ironic twists. This guy was like the most macho, manly guy. He thought he was a drill instructor, a sergeant in the army. And he told, he would call his son a pussy. Pardon my French. Eres un flojo. Pussy is a female genitalia. And, he was always pushing his son like, you run like a girl. Like, and the irony here, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but his son ended up being a homosexual. So, I don't want to know what his reaction was. I lost touch with those people. But that must have been a really interesting moment at that home. Because, that guy was not, oh my God. I was like intimidated by the guy, and he wasn't even my dad. He was my coach for like one season. And I remember he used to like spit. He would get angry. He was a real motherfucker. And, he would call, you're all weak pussies. You're all, if you don't want to say the word pussy, which is an offensive word, you can say wussy. But either way, it's not nice to call somebody that. And I'm not going to say the guy's last name. I just remembered it. All right, let's listen to the Say What soundbite. My point, you're going to meet all kinds of people out there, and you never know what's going to happen. And that's the same thing that happens in our Say What soundbite. You can expect the unexpected. The important thing is pay close attention and write down what you hear.
Mother and father sent you to spy on me, didn't they? I'm not above breaking a few fingers. The fact that they thought I wouldn't find out just proves how much they underestimate me. Oh, thing, you poor, naive appendage. My parents aren't worried about me.
All right. There you go, my amigos. That's your Say What soundbite for the first time. There's definitely some music going on, some guitar strumming. I always thought that was interesting that in the Clash, London Calling on London. Well, you know what the singer's name is? Joe Strummer. Strum is what you do to a guitar. It's an easy way to remember. If you know the musician, Joe Strummer from the Clash, then you can always remember. Oh, and you know it from something else. Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his words. There you go. Strumming my pain. It's a beautiful line, isn't it? Strumming my pain with his fingers. All right, let me play it for you a second time, and then we'll discuss it. I want to hear what you heard in your best English. You'll also have 4 chances to write it all down. Here it is, your Say What soundbite for the second time.
Mother and father sent you to spy on me, didn't they? I'm not above breaking a few fingers. The fact that they thought I wouldn't find out just proves how much they underestimate me. Oh, thing, you poor, naive appendage. My parents aren't worried about me.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about groupovon.com or give us a call 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. That's right, folks. Vaughn Town. I think it's, one of the things, just like Vaughn Radio, it's definitely one of those things that put us on the map. I think you say the same expression in Spanish, no? Nos dio a conocer. It put us on the map, and it really is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, although I know some people who have gone to Vaughn Town several times. Yeah. Now, if you do a master's with us, remember, we have a master's program. We have 2 master's programs. We have the evening masters, the EMIP, and we also have the MIP, which is the Masters in Inglés Profesional. So those are just 2 options. And if you do the masters, I'll tell you this is pretty interesting. If you do the masters, there's a Vaughn Town included in that. So that is a really, really complete course that we have. And I've got to say something. I've talked to many, many students who have gone through our master's program, and it's off the charts. Es la bomba. Also, we just opened, as I told you guys, a new center in Las Tablas, and we're over at Colegio Estudiantes. You'll be able to find us over there as well. So that is really, really cool, my amigos. Also, did any of you go? I wanted to get some information. I couldn't make it personally, but did any of you go to our open house? Tell us about it if you went. I would love to hear all about it. All right, speaking of telling us about things, I want to know what you heard in today's Say What soundbite. So let's go on over to our first participant, Kubla. Kubla says, I heard a guitar-playing British girl discussing the downside of being a guitarist and how her folks belittled and called her names. Kubla, it's a pretty good assessment. An assessment. Well, to assess is valorar, and so an assessment is valoración. So, yes, something about, well, interesting. And the British thing, it's interesting that you heard a British accent there. All right, anybody else? Anybody else care to participate before we move on to our spelling bee? I don't want to rush you, no os quiero meter prisa, but at the end of the show, we've always got to step on it. Lo tenemos que pisar bastante fuerte. All right, let's see. Laura says, I heard the voice of an American adolescent, good young person, complaining about her parents spying on her and saying that they underestimated her when they thought that she wouldn't find out. Laura, perfect. Perfect. I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's see. Leo. Leo says a teenage girl is telling her friend, I think it's her stuffed animal or something, peluche, that her parents arrested her for bad behavior, and she is upset and disappointed. All right. But they arrested her. That's interesting that you heard. Well, guys, I've got to say the closest one right now to getting it all like spot on is Laura. But all of you are on the right track. All three of you are on the right track, but Laura is just right. I mean, she didn't say anything extra. It's all there. Okay, so great job, though, to all of you. There's Chris Valrol. And Chris says, I heard a young lass. Oh, this is interesting. We don't use it in the United States, but it is used in the UK and I believe some parts of Ireland as well. I heard a young lass, a young lady. If I could catch a few words, I guess she's thinking about something that happened that has to do with broken fingers and worried folks. Great. Excellent job, amigos. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, well, hopefully you guys will be able to get it verbatim because remember, you still have another 2 chances, another 2 goes left. But right now, we've got to go into today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, amigos. Welcome to our Spelling Bee section. This is usually one of the hardest sections here on the show, but also I guess it's one of the most rewarding when you get it or when you come close to getting it. Now, the first time, don't get frustrated. Don't, I get it. Don't get upset. Don't get frustrated if you don't get it on the first go, because I am ruthless, despiadado. I'm ruthless, honestly. I don't play around with that stuff. No juego con eso. I'm totally ruthless when it comes to the first round of the Spelling Bee, right? Sometimes I'm nice in say what. Sometimes I'm a little bit more of a jerk, right? Un capullo, un cabrón. But the first round of the Spelling Bee, you know what to expect. It is going to be hardcore. Folks, this is round 1. Please capitalize the first letter of each word. Here we go. Let's see if you can get these 6 items. The first one is UFA space TRAIN space DISASTER. The second one is GUADALAJARA space DISASTER. The third one is BIHAR. The next one is CIUREA space RAIL space DISASTER. The fifth one is MAURIENNE space DERAILMENT. The sixth one is SANTIAGO space DE space COMPOSTELA space DARAILMENT. Let me take a breath here for a second, please. Holy cow, that was not easy. Now, let's see if somebody was able to figure it out. Anyone? That was a clue. I'm giving you a clue there. Okay, I'll give you about another 10, 20 seconds to see if anybody got those spelling bee words on the first go. Again, if you didn't, don't worry about it too much. Don't fret, as we say, because it ain't easy. It ain't is another way of saying it isn't, right? Es más jerga. Yo diría it isn't. Okay? Anybody going once? Se os está pasando el tren. What happened? Did you lose your train of thought? La concentración. To lose your train of thought. Okay. All right. I'll stop. I'll stop with the train jokes, especially because what we're talking about today is no laughing matter. No es algo de que se debe reír alguien. All right. Going once. Going twice. We're going to have to get into round 2 of today's spelling bee. It was tough. I know it was. Let's see. The first one is UFA space TRAIN space DISASTER. The second one is GUADALAJARA space DISASTER. The third one is BIHAR. The fourth one is CIUREA space RAIL space DISASTER. That word is repeated 3 times, by the way. The fifth one is MAURIENNE space DERAILMENT. And the last one is SANTIAGO space DE space COMPOSTELA space DERAILMENT. Oh my God, guys. I'm going to need a break over here from this one. Holy cow. All right, let's take a look over here in our virtual chat room. The first person to participate is Kubla, and let's see how he did. Kubla, I've got a good feeling. I've got a hunch that you got him. Let's see. The first one is correct. The second one is correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is also correct. The fifth one is correct. And the sixth one is also correct. Nice job, Kubla. Wonderful job there, Kubla. You knocked it out of the park. Unbelievable. Lots of vowels. Don't think that was lost on me. I see that there are a lot of vowels there. Also, Born to Iron Man, right at the same minute. Let's see. Born to Iron Man, the first one is correct. The second one's correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is, nope, incorrect. The rest are okay, but this is definitely one of the sections on the show where we're looking for perfection. And today we're going to talk about, if you haven't figured it out, These were train accidents, some of the biggest train accidents in history. And well, one of them isn't one of the biggest in history, but I added it to the list because it's the biggest one, as far as I know, in Spain. Well, either way, don't quote me on that. I may have gone off track there. You get it? Off track. Me salí de las vías. Hey, well, we can learn a lot from that. If you're on the right track, it's you guys, my students. Vais por buen camino. Estáis encarrilados. You are on the right track. But if you went off track, well, you got lost somewhere along the way. Well, we've also got Chris Valrol figuring it out. Wow. Folks, right now we have to go to a quick commercial break. We are halfway through the show. I can't believe it. So much to do on today's show in the second half. Take a quick break. Another way to say a break is a breather. Un suspiro. Take a breather for a minute, because when we come back, we've got a lot of challenges in the pipeline por venir. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're learning. And I see you're making friends. That's awesome. Today we are celebrating my mom's birthday. She was born today in 1951. Different times, huh? 1951. Wow. I wish we could celebrate together, but you know what? We're sending her all our love here on our live show today. Mom, we love you. Happy birthday. And, man, we'll have to celebrate next time we see you. Who knows when that'll be, but hopefully it's sooner than later, as we say in English. And there's my sister on board. What's up? She's saying happy birthday, Mama Dukes. Oh, yeah. And you know what my mom's doing on her birthday? Working. Poor thing. Well, hey, I worked on my birthday, too. Well, if it doesn't fall on a weekend, what are you going to do? Take the day off? Well, maybe. If you got some extra vacation days. And remember, folks, when you're celebrating a birthday, you better let us know. We want to embarrass you, too. Here on the show, sending you a shout out and sending lots of love your way. All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back to part 3 of today's show with no name. Right now, it's time for Homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. 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 Show with no name. Show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Homophones only on the show with no name. And let's take a look at what we've got for you today. Now, the first word is a word that means somebody who is crazy, somebody who is nuts, somebody who not really right in the head. They've got a few screws loose. I'm trying to give you a lot of ways to say it. Somebody who's bananas, somebody who's bonkers, right? So there you go. I love how you say it in Spanish. Está como una cabra. He's like a goat. Same thing. But we don't use a goat. I'll tell you something. It does use an animal. So, yeah. The good thing is there's an animal in this word here. So it means crazy, pirado, como un cencerro, como una cabra. Okay, that's the first word. The second word is the villain. Okay, el malo. It's another way of saying el malo de la película. Okay, el malvado, excuse me. El fascineroso, bellaco. What? Oh, I didn't know these ones. So it's a way of saying the villain, the bad guy. Villano, bellaco, fascineroso, malvado. Or I love the one you say, el malo de la película. Those are your two words. I want to know, A, what the words are, and B, if they sound exactly the same or not. Also, I need to give you guys our Say What soundbite. This is the third listen. Please write down what you hear.
Mother and father sent you to spy on me, didn't they? I'm not above breaking a few fingers. The fact that they thought I wouldn't find out just proves how much they underestimate me. Oh, thing, you poor, naive appendage. My parents aren't worried about me.
All right, there you go, folks. You'll hear that one more time here on the show, and hopefully somebody will be able to jot it down word for word. Let's see. Un mundo de Q. No veo el resto de tu nombre. Oh, it cuts it off. Un mundo de Q says 1 year younger. No, careful. No, that's not a word. Younger con Y, no con J. 1 year younger than my mother. Happy birthday to her. Oh, it's your mother's birthday too. Well, you have to tell us your mother's name so we can sing her happy birthday as well. And remember, we still have in the final part of the show, we have our famous birthday trivia. So we'll give her a shout out in that section as well. All right, let's take a look at our homophones over here and see if anybody was able to figure them out. At first glance here, and usually my eyes don't fail me, nobody has participated. Wait a second. So is it because you guys don't know the words? You don't know if they sound the same? You're afraid of what will happen to you if you get it wrong? I'm curious. Because this I get why Not everybody participates in the first round of the spelling bee or the say what soundbite, especially when it's tricky. But this is a 50-50 here. You can't lose. Well, you can, but you don't really lose anything by trying. So that's strange. What happened to all of you guys who were sending a million comments before? You were here to say happy birthday to my mother, and that's good. But I want you to do the challenges first and foremost, right? The happy birthdays are nice. But if you're not going out on a limb, arriesgándote un poco en inglés, what are we doing here, right? Don't only participate when you feel safe. That's not fun. We're talking about leaving our comfort zone. Really? Maybe, I know, maybe you guys, maybe we've been censored. It's strange. That's why I don't get it. Something doesn't make sense. Something smells fishy. But the animal we're going to talk about today is not fish. Why? Well, fishy is suspicious. We're talking about crazy. Well, one way of saying crazy, aside from the other 7 I gave you earlier, is batty. He's batty. Como un murciélago. Okay? If you think about it, what does a bat do? Since they have sonar, they look like they're crazy. I'm not saying they are. I don't know enough about bats. But a bat kind of just flaps their wings and kind of, bouncing all over the place, left and right. It doesn't look like they're, going in any specific direction. I'm not saying they're not, and I don't know enough about bats to say that. But if somebody is batty, they're not right in the head, right? They've got a few screws loose. They're bananas. Let's look at some English synonyms. Okay, nuts. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I think I've given you some of the most common ones. Bonkers, insane, batty, flaky, nutty, gaga, goofy, kooky, demented, deranged, mental, unhinged, twisted, wacky, screwball, up the wall. My grandfather's favorite was screwy. Are you with me? My sister? My sister Natalia, she knows. He used to say, that guy's screwy. That was his favorite one. Tuercas, I think you say it's kind of the same idea there. All right. So the first word, say it with me, batty. Batty. Okay, great. Comes from the word bat. Okay. The second one, baddie. Baddie. So somebody who's a bad guy is called a baddie. A baddie. That's right. So do they sound the same? Well, vamos a decir, ese malo de la película está loco. Okay. The baddie in that movie is baddie. Do they sound the same? The baddie in that movie is pretty batty. In American English, they sound the same. Now, in British English, there's a little nuance there. So, and it's interesting because when we say it in English, if I say the word bat, it ends with a T. I don't say bad. But the moment I put another syllable after it, now I pronounce it like a D as an American. I don't say 30. I say 30, D, como si fuera una D. I don't say dirty. I say dirty. And that's an American thing. So in American English, these words are homophones. In British English, not quite. No del todo. Not quite. Listen in British English. He's a bit batty. Batty. You hear the T more. And he's a baddie. Baddie. See, they distinguish. In general, I'm sure there are parts of England where they don't. But in general, it's Americans who pronounce that T as if it were a D. But not all of them. Just some. Just to keep you guessing. So he's baddie. And he's a baddie. And the interesting thing about the second word is it has 2 acceptable spellings. And those are Baddie and Baddy. So you can't really misspell that one. But you can always say the villain or the bad guy, but a really native way of saying it is the baddie. All right, amigos, great job in our homophones section. Let's take a quick look at our spelling bee before we move on to name that movie. Now, we were looking at the worst train accidents ever, and this was by the number of casualties. Be careful with this word. A casualty es una baja, una pérdida. No es una casualidad. Casualidad is a coincidence. Ahora tiene sentido, ¿no? The first one is UFA train disaster. And when I first saw it, I thought it was UEFA, like the UEFA, the European football. But no, it's UFA. And there were 575 casualties in the UFA train disaster. It was in June of 1989, and two passenger trains were passing each other in the towns of Ufa and Asha. So they were right between these two towns in the Ural Mountains. Urales, you say? The Ural Mountains. There were over 1,300 passengers on board and nearly 40 cars between the two trains. Vagones. 40 cars between the two trains. The crazy thing and the sad part, the trains were carrying hundreds of kids because it was peak season, vacation season, and the kids were traveling to the vacation camps, which were along the Black Sea, El Mar Negro. So what happened was there was a gas pipeline that was leaking, and it was leaking, goteaba, where the trains were passing each other. Well, this liquid gas formed this vapor, this dense vapor, and it created kind of like this perfect environment for a fire, totally flammable. And as the trains passed each other, one of the train's wheels sparked. Chispo? I don't know how to say that. And it ignited. And the rest is history. 575 people were killed. 181 of those were children. It's called the Ufa train disaster. And it wasn't even, a derailment because the tracks were not taken care of, las vías. This was like the wrong conditions and really bad luck. So pretty crazy. The next one is the Guadalajara train disaster. This was not Guadalajara in Spain. This is Guadalajara in Mexico. And this was in 1913. Well, actually, it was 1915. And there was a lot going on in Mexico. There was a violent revolution going on. And basically, the forces of Carranza, those of you who are history buffs, I don't know enough about history to tell you, they tried to capture a base there. And this was a huge victory. So they started to arrange for the families of the troops to travel by train in order to meet the troops and celebrate. The train was 20 cars long, de 20 vagones. And it left with 900 passengers on board. This was January 22nd, 1915. Well, the train was overcrowded. And when it entered a valley, it started to descend with greater speed. It started to snowball, como decimos, and go faster and faster. And it hit a curve or a bend, se puede decir las dos, at a speed that it wasn't designed for. The brakes failed, fallaron los frenos, and the train left the tracks and plummeted, cayó, into a large canyon. 600 people were killed, and that's pretty nuts. Some of the troops, upon hearing the news, committed suicide. Think about that. They were waiting for their family to celebrate, and they said, no, this is the worst, man. This sucks. The next one is the Bihar train disaster. This was in June of 1981 in India, and reports vary here between 500 and 800 deaths. This was in the middle of monsoon season. Okay, so they had really inclement weather, and this caused the rivers to rise. Okay, and there were these powerful winds, these strong winds that were hitting the bridges, the homes, other structures as well. And on June 6th, a 9-car train was packed with around 9,000 passengers. And now, this was another one which was negligence. It was packed. It had too many passengers on board, and they exceeded the limit. But in many countries, they look the other way. Well, the train left the station in Mansi, and it was traveling to Saharsa in the state of Bihar. That's why it's called Bihar. And it was traveling on a bridge over a river. And the train engineer suddenly slammed on the brakes. And this caused 7 of the 9 cars to plummet into the Bagmati River. And I don't have to tell you the rest because I already told you about the casualties. Many, many lives were lost due to this derailment. The next one is Ciudea rail disaster. And forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it well. I don't speak Romanian. But in January 1917, Eastern Europe was dealing with World War II. And in Romania, civilians and soldiers were trying to escape the German assault. So as a result, they packed every available train far beyond capacity. An estimated 1,000 passengers were packed into 26 cars. And as the train approached the Ciudea station, it started to go down a steep hill to get to the station, con mucho gradiente. And what happened was the cars being overcrowded, this damaged the brakes, dañó los frenos, and they were inoperable. So they were going downhill and they couldn't stop the train. What happened was they tried to hit it into reverse. They tried everything, but there was another train at the station, and it crashed into that train. And 700 lives were lost in this train accident. The next one is the Maurienne derailment. The Maurienne derailment between 800 and 1,000 deaths, the single worst railway disaster in history. And it was at the Saint Michel de Maurienne. And this was during World War I. See, a lot of it was during wartime, as you see. The trains were being used, to pack people, to move them around. And this train was carrying over 1,000 passengers, almost entirely French soldiers. And they traveled from Italy to France. This was to get a little break from the fighting. The holiday was right around the corner. And according to official records, around, as I said, 1,000 soldiers were on 19 cars as the train left the station in the Moraine Valley. And what happened was, the train engineer refused to leave the station due to the conditions of the train. But his commanding officer threatened him. And he said, "You better. That train's got to move." And, it departed late at night. It was a wintry night. It was 11:15 p.m. And it went down a steep hill, and the brakes did not work. Once again, now, the problem I'm seeing here is this has happened too many times, this mistake. Negligence more than a mistake. So there you go, folks. And the last one, which I remember, these images were horrific. I'm sure you all remember it because it's recent history. And this is the Santiago de Compostela derailment. And it occurred on July 24th, 2013. It was the Alvia, is that how you pronounce it? High-speed train, which was going from Madrid to Ferrol in the northwest of Spain. And it derailed at high speed on a bend. Remember I said you can say a bend or a curve. It was about 4 kilometers from the railway station at Santiago. So it was almost at its destination. And of the 178 people that were injured, they said that the number of deaths were 79. So around 100 people were able to go to the hospital and get treatment. But it was supposedly traveling, according to the data recorder, it was supposedly traveling at over twice the posted speed limit, which was 80 kilometers per hour. Then it entered a dangerous bend. And well, I think everybody saw that horrific video footage. Just horrible. On July 28th, 2013, the train's driver, Francisco Jose Garzón Amo, was charged with 79 counts of homicide by professional recklessness. So pretty crazy. The crash was Spain's worst rail accident in over 40 years. And the one that was the worst before that, the one that held the title before that, a title that nobody wants to hold, by the way, was El Cuervo in Seville, which happened in 1972. And I don't know the story of that one. I'm sure, grandparents and parents might know, or some of our older listeners might be familiar with that one. But it's always tragic, because you feel comfortable when you're on that high-speed train. You call it El Ave. When you're on that high-speed train and it's going along at 300 kilometers per hour, you feel safe. It's smooth, You feel like nothing can happen. But remember, these are machines. They're machines that are run by people. Machines have problems. People have problems. And then if you add in negligence on top of that and trying to cut corners, ahorrar gastos donde se puede, well, you get unnecessary deaths. People that die in vain. Folks, I can't believe it. We are done with the third part of the show. We've only got one more section left, but we've got so much to do in that section. We're going to look at Name That Movie, Double Trouble, Name That Lyric. We need to listen to our Say What soundbite again as well. Plus, your favorite part, jokes. All right, I know, it's not true. But hopefully, we'll have time to get to everything. As we say in English, time is of the essence. It's another way of saying we don't have much of it. It's precious. Time is money. Es la misma idea. You say el tiempo es oro. We say el tiempo es dinero. All right, well, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the fourth and final part of today's show. So, stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to check out our website, grupovaughn.com. Also, you've got our bookshop, vaughntienda.com. And you can stop by in person if you'd love to meet us. We'd love to meet you. Come on by. You don't need an appointment. If you live in Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, Madrid, all amazing places. It's Grupo Vaughn. Stop by in person or stop by our website, grupovaughn.com. Or call us, 911-385831. So many amazing initiatives from Vaughntown to Masters to the Linea Junior with Disney, where kids can learn English with some of their favorite characters. And if you're into self-study, go to our website, our bookshop, vaughntienda.com. Follow us on social media for more information and to find out about upcoming events and so much more. Yeah. That's right, amigos. Let's kick off with today's double.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to give you guys a little clue over here. If you listen to the FYI episodes on bread, well, then you've got this one under control, because I think I even made this joke on the podcast. Remember, you can find your FYI episodes wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you get your Vaughn podcasts. That's Spotify, iVox, Apple Podcasts. And thank you, FYIers. We chart every week. Estamos en las listas todas las semanas. And it's just amazing to see something that started in my daughter's bedroom during a very difficult time in the world. I think you all remember what was happening. I'm not even going to say it. I don't even want to say those words. But there was a really, everybody was really, really going through a difficult time. And rightfully so. We're not made to be locked inside and not communicate. It's not, I would rather die than that happen again. Okay, well, you know what? I'll take that risk. If I get sick because I went out to have lunch with my friends, well, so be it. I'm not going to lock myself in my home ever again. I refuse to do that. But it was a really tough time. And, well, as Chris Valrol said, and by the way, Chris, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And I thought, well, I've always wanted to do my own podcast, because I know I can do the show with no name. I've been doing it for 15 years. I created the show. I've adapted it to the internet. But I wanted to do something different where I focus on one topic. And that's really tough for someone like me. Trust me, it's not easy. All right, well, here's today's double trouble, and we'll see how you guys do on it. Le encanta estar tirado en el sofá. Okay, o hacer el vago con una barra de pan en la mano. So, le encanta estar tirado o hacer el vago en el sofá con una barra de pan en la mano. Or maybe the word hogaza will help you. I don't know. I'm just trying to help you out here. There's your double trouble. Also, I've got to give you the Say What soundbite here for the fourth time. And I think my sister, who's with us, Natalia, what's up? I think you'll definitely recognize this character. One of your favorites.
Mother and father sent you to spy on me, didn't they? I'm not above breaking a few fingers. The fact that they thought I wouldn't find out just proves how much they underestimate me. Oh, thing, you poor, naive appendage. My parents aren't worried about me.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got a winner. Please give it up for Kubla. He got today's Say What soundbite. Wonderful job. Excellent job there, Kubla. You're all doing a wonderful job today and every day, and I thank you so much for your participation because it's such an important part of this class, of this show. So, all right, let's see what we've got. Remember, it's le encanta estar tirado o hacer el vago en el sofá con una barra de pan en la mano. Now, I don't want to say that, but that's me. It's not true. No soy un vago del sofá. But I'm that kind of person who can eat una barra de pan. I'm not going to say it for you in English. Okay? I'm that kind of guy, especially if it's warm, if it's lovely. I can eat that, right? So let's take a look at what we've got over here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The first person to take a stab at it is Kubla. And Kubla says he loves being a loafer on the couch with a loaf in his hand. It's not what I have written down, but it's right. And it's very close to what I have here. So nice job, Kubla. So he loves being a loafer on the couch with a loaf in his hand. Now, I wouldn't say loafer personally. It's right. Because also when I think of loafer, I think of a shoe. It's like a moccasin type shoe. ¿Cómo lo llamáis vosotros este zapato? Loafers. And they're made to loaf around. Hacer el vago. No son forma. Think about it. You wear loafers when you want to loaf around. Aha. So let's see. Great job there, Kubla. Let's see. German taking a stab at it. He loves to loaf on the sofa with a loaf in his hand. Yeah. You can say to loaf or to loaf around, right? He likes to loaf or to loaf around on the sofa with a loaf or a loaf of bread, if we want to say, in his hand. Great job, German. Let's see. Chris Valrol says he loves loafing on the couch with a loaf of bread in his hand. There you go. To loaf or to loaf around. Wonderful job, guys. Excellent. Yes, a loafer is like a moccasin, but similar. Moccasins are like soft leather, and a loafer is more like the ones that preps wear, como, similar, same kind of style, really. Loafer. All right, excellent job. And just be careful, because I've heard a lot of people say, I'm going to go get a bar of bread. No, we have bars of chocolate, right? We have candy bars. But when we talk about bread, we talk about a loaf. Cuando es plural, cambiamos la F a V, la reemplazamos y añadimos ES. So one loaf of bread, two loaves of bread, right? So one loaf, two loaves of bread. So he loves to loaf around with a loaf of bread in his hand, or to loaf around on the sofa with a loaf of bread in his hand. I guess he's a couch potato. Hey, that's an idiomatic expression that we're going to look at in the supermarkets episode of FYI. Now, why am I talking so much about the supermarket episode when the circus episode hasn't even dropped yet? Well, guess what I was working on right before the show? You guessed it, the supermarket episode. So it's fresh in my head. And as I said, it's a necessary evil. It's English that everybody should know about, at least the basics. All right, my amigos, wonderful job in our double trouble section to each and every one of you. But now it's time to move on to You're Joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. All right, amigos, you're joking. The part of the show where we learn English with puns. We learn English with double meanings and all that jazz. And let's see if you guys get these jokes. Pretty simple today, I think, as I take a look at them. They look pretty easy to figure out. I could be wrong, but there is a theme. There is a method to my madness. All right, so here we go. What did the bat say to the vampire? What did the bat say to the vampire? You suck. No? You suck? Well, we were talking about bats, talking about being batty before. I figured, why not? Right? So what did the bat say to the vampire? You suck. Well, I guess we should look at the fact that to suck is chupar, right? You suck. But also, if you tell somebody you suck, it's the same as saying apestas, you stink, eres lo peor. It's a synonym. Man, you suck. You blow. You don't always say it about people, too. Sometimes you say it about something. Oh, man, what? We have to wait for 3 hours? Man, this sucks. We use it pretty often, at least in the United States, right? So, what did the bat say to the vampire? You suck. Hey, guys, there's a lot at stake with these jokes. A lot at stake. At stake, en una estaca, en juego. Okay, well, did you know that the word steak, estaca, en juego, is pronounced exactly like steak tartare? Okay, then why do so many people say steak tartare? Because steak is nothing in English. Stick es palo, pero steak, justo, no es nada. So, steak, it's a tough one. Just remember, si puedes acordarte que hay una estaca, un palillo en mi chuleta, en mi carne, right? En mi solomillo. There's a steak in my steak. I know, these jokes suck. Bear with me. Bear with me. What do you call an evil bat? Un murciélago malvado. What do you call an evil bat? A bat out of hell. No? A bat out of hell? No? Okay. A bat out of hell? Really? You don't know the expression? All right. Well, any meatloaf fans over here? Meatloaf. I'm not talking about the food, pastel de carne, but I'm talking about the artist, Meatloaf. Like a bat out of hell. It's the name of the album too, and I guess the cover says everything there. So when somebody does something like a bat out of hell, como un murciélago saliendo del demonios, lo ha hecho rapidísimo. What happened to John? He ran out of here like a bat out of hell. Y fíjate, out of es aura. He ran out of here like a bat. Man, you ate lunch like a bat out of hell, como con unas prisas que ni nos hemos enterado, right? And so it means with a rapid movement. Think of a bat. As we said before, they're batty. They don't make predictable movements. They're all over the place. So the version, the example, they give us here is, she ran down the street like a bat out of hell. Okay? It's out of, pero nosotros decimos aura. Great song if you haven't heard it. Great artist. Meatloaf. His name leaves much to be desired, but he was also in the movie Fight Club. You guys remember Bitch Tits Bob? the guy with the moobs, the man boobs, that was Meatloaf. So if you listen to the song, maybe you'll remember the expression, like a bat out of hell. What do you call an evil bat? A bat out of hell. All right, last one, I promise. What happened when the vampire was told he sucked? Because remember before, the bat told the vampire he sucked? Well, what happened when he was told that he sucked? Well, he didn't even bat an eyelid. He didn't bat an eyelash or an eyelid, se puede decir. Una pestaña. No. To bat is to move in this case, but this is an idiomatic expression that means that they didn't react. Zero reaction. Poker face. They didn't react. Nada. Ni se movió un pelo, ni se inmutó, I think you would say. I told him he was an asshole. Le dije que era un cabrón, and he didn't even bat an eyelid or an eyelash. That means ni un movimiento del ojo ha pasado, como nada, ninguna reacción. So a lot of idiomatic expressions with these animals. So what happened when the vampire was told he sucked? Que no molaba, que era lo peor? He didn't even bat an eyelid. All right, well, folks, we've got a celebration. It's my mom's birthday, and we're going to see who else is celebrating a birthday today on Famous Birthday Trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Famous Birthdays only on the show with no name, and I can't believe it, folks. Time flies by as it always does here on the show, and that's thanks to you. You guys don't suck. You don't suck. You are awesome. Thank you, amigos. As always, it's a pleasure to hang out with you guys, to share, and I hope you'll stay tuned next with my great friend, Ximena Holiday. She is going to put you to the test on her program, Test Your English. All right, let's take a look at today's famous birthdays. Number one, my mom, the one and only Linda Alonso Lembo. I'm trying to imitate her. Linda Lembo Alonso. Linda Alonso Lembo. I don't know which way she says it. Well, either way. She hyphenates. All right, 1947, our second birthday boy, because number one is my mom, 1951. Well, this American singer, songwriter, and producer, his real name is Marvin Lee Ade, but no one calls him that. Everybody calls him a dish, pastel de carne, they call him, in fact. And I love his music. He's got that like classic rock and roll sound. One of my favorite songs ever in the history of music is Paradise by the Dashboard Light. If you haven't heard it, it's awesome. And there we can learn many expressions, among them, let me sleep on it, baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Déjame consultarlo con la almohada. Excellent song, trust me. Paradise by the Dashboard Light. It's about, some sexual relations. Paraíso por la luz del salpicadero. See? Is that what you call it? The dashboard? I think it's salpicadero. And that was off the album Bat Out of Hell. In fact, the Bat Out of Hell trilogy. There's Bat Out of Hell 1, which came out in 1977, the year I was born. Bat Out of Hell 2 and Bat Out of Hell 3. You probably know him, too, for a song that won the Grammy for Best Solo Rock Vocal Performance, and that's And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Number 2, she lived in Spain. Yeah, for a period when she was studying. She lived in Talavera de la Reina. She's been in many movies such as Seven, Emma, Sliding Doors, Shakespeare in Love, The Talented Mr. Ripley, and her mother is also a famous actress as well. And yeah, she's also a businesswoman. I know she's got a lot of healthcare products and beauty products that she sells as well. And last but not least, she was born today in 2002, an American actress who began her career as a child actress. And well, now she's growing up, she's getting bigger, and you'll probably recognize her from the new series, the relatively new Netflix series, Wednesday, which is based on Wednesday Addams from the Addams family. And she is of Latina descent. Her father is Mexican and her mother is Mexican and Puerto Rican. And she plays Wednesday in the, not in the movie, but in the new series that's on Netflix. Let's take a look over here and see who we've got. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kubla and Chris. Excellent job. Number one, my mom. Number two, Meatloaf. Number two, Gwyneth Paltrow. And number three, Jenna Ortega. And this is Jenna Ortega as Wednesday, not Wednesday, but like when, cuando con ese? When's your father coming? When's your sister going to get here? Wednesday. Easy way to remember it. So she says she's talking to Thing. La mano. My daughter knows Thing. Mother and father sent you to spy on me, didn't they? Fijaos que viene con preposición. Not to spy somebody, to spy on somebody. I'm not above breaking a few fingers. Que a mí no me da miedo. No pasa nada si rompo unos cuantos dedos. She's talking to Thing because he's not being forthcoming with information. The fact that they thought I wouldn't find out just proves how much they underestimate me. Oh, Thing, cosa. You poor, naive appendage. An appendage is a hand or a foot. And she says, my parents aren't worried about me. So here you go. This is birthday girl Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams.
Mother and father sent you to spy on me, didn't they? I'm not above breaking a few fingers. The fact that they thought I wouldn't find out just proves how much they underestimate me. Oh, Thing, you poor, naive appendage. My parents aren't worried about me.
And did you guys recognize the song that's strumming in the background? That is Llorona, the famous song, Llorona, Llorona. Well, let's see what song we've got in today's Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is. No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And thank you for all your effort, all your hard work, and for making it fun. Because this could be a chore, right? Un deber. Oh, I got my fucking English class again. Jeez Louise. But no. And it could be a chore for me. Oh, I got to fucking work. Hey, ¿cuántas veces nos ha salido? Y he dicho fucking porque a veces hay que ponerlo, ¿no? On a Monday morning where you're not feeling good. But thank you guys for not making me have that feeling ever. Even when I'm on summer vacation, I'm still thinking about you guys, and I'm still hoping that you're making progress and you continue to be motivated. And I know you will if you listen to Vaughn Radio. I know that you're in good hands here on Vaughn Radio. So I'll leave you with Ximena Holiday and her program, Test Your English. And here's our song for today. It's Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf. And the song goes like this. The sirens are screaming. Gritan las sirenas, no? Chillan. And the fires are howling. Ow! aullando. Way down in the valley tonight, en el valle esta noche, there's a man in the shadows with a gun in his eye. Whoa. I think you guys know where this is going. If you're not familiar with the song, I think you're going to love it. As I recommended some other songs as well, Meatloaf is just awesome, especially if you like that classic rock and roll sound. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure once again, and I hope you'll join us for tomorrow's show as well. Ciao.